Hello, hello everyone. It's Merch Monday. I hope y'all had a good weekend. I finished the lesbian flag I had started today during my lunch break, actually. Um, so now we're starting on the bi flag because I have like less than a month to get this done. This set of prints done before my next big show. So let's get to it. I already kind of started low key picking out Pokemon. Um, if y'all have any suggestions, go for it. Um, yeah. So I'm gonna just get started with doodling. All right. All right. Actually, I might want to look up more reference images for this one. Oh, that would be interesting. Hmm. No, I already got the. Oh, Vaporeon could work for either of them, too. You know what? We're gonna start with Nidoqueen, actually. Whoa, what was that? Uh, oh, 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 sweet shrimpy boy. Hi, welcome. Holy crap. Scares me every time. Oh. Oh, I just get so in the zone. There you go, little eyeballs. You know, I've drawn Poliwhirl before, which isn't too much different from Poliwrath. Oh, jeez. And... Oh, thank you so much for the subscription! And now I'm back up to 150 followers! I really need to plan that drawing Pokemon from memory stream now. But I've drawn Poliwhirl a lot before, because Poliwhirl is one of my favorite Gen 1 Pokemon. The reason why Poliwhirl is one of my favorites is because I used to have, when I was little, I had a little plushie that my mom bought for me when I got really, really sick. Like I was so sick, I think this particular instance when I got sick, I ended up in the hospital because of how bad it got. But one of the trips to the pharmacy, she like finally broke down and bought me this little Poliwhirl plush that I had been eyeing for so long, and I finally got it. And then I think like a day or so later, I threw up all over the poor thing. And the smell wouldn't come out. And I lost it in a move. But like 10 or so years ago, I was at an anime convention with my boyfriend at the time. And there was this like one booth that was selling like vintage retro Pokemon merchandise, and I found that plushie again and I bought it immediately. Tag is still on it, and it's sitting on one of my bookshelves with all my other Pokemon plushies. And that's one little plush I'm never gonna get rid of. Yes, Poliwrath is just Poliwhirl, but Angie. Like a little bit more triangular in shape because it's buff now. But it just Angie. It's all roided up. And right now I'm not too worried about like my little sketches being perfect because I know that I'm going to refine them later. This is more of like getting space mapped out. But like I'm also trying like really super hard not to repeat any Pokemon from the other two I've done so far. And I realized with the first one I did, the Transflag one, is that I put so many Pokemon in that first one. Oh yeah. The Nidoqueen turned out really good. So like, here's the one thing. So like, I've been into Pokemon since I was like 7, and one of my other groups of friends online, we're all former Nuzlocke people. So we all either had a comic or were in that fandom for an extended period of time. And every time a new generation of Pokemon comes out, we sometimes discuss the designs. So like earlier in like Pokemon, they're shapes. They're very simple shapes, but that's because like, you know, you just had to do pixel art and everything to keep it simple. And these days, they're so some of them are so over designed. It's ridiculous. But also like I like good shapes. Like one of my compliments to my artist friends is when they have characters who are like just really good shapes. It's delicious. I like good shapes. So like a lot of the first gen Pokemon are just good shapes. They're chunky. To be fair, I would have had trouble drawing Nidoqueen back in the day. But now I know how to break things down into shapes a lot better than I used to. Alright. Let's see. Who else did I pick? Let's see. We got... Now, here's the question. Who should the shiny Pokemon be on this one? Because I'm tied between two different options right now. Where... Yes, some of the new Pokemon kind of look like a Digimon. Like, a very basic Digimon. Not like the ones with, like, the guns and the weapons and, like, all everything. But, like, some of them are, like when Sprigatito's final, like when I finally saw like Sprigatito's evolutions, I'm like, I'm gonna have to like fly to Nintendo or Game Freak, the Pokemon company, and just like give them a picture of like a cat or a quadruped Pokemon and just have a picture of it with its front legs taped to the ground. Because why does everything become bipedal? Okay, so the question I'm posing to chat is that there has to be a shiny Pokemon on here, and I'm thinking it might be Heracross because Heracross, its shiny color is pink because I need pink for the top one, but it's also blue, so it could go in two different spots on here. Or I could do. I really don't, but I could do a shiny Vaporeon. But I'm like, but Vaporeon's a very good blue Pokemon, and I do want to fit an Eevee evolution on here. Because the past two have had a shiny. Yes! Yes, Shrimpy. Yes. Female Heracross with the little heart horn. Perfect. Now I just gotta find a good reference of Heracross. Because, like, Heracross is, like, very oval. Pill shaped, basically. But they're the little design, the little bits. Man, I remember when I was a kid and Heracross first announced or showed off. I love Heracross. I just hate how hard it is to get it in the game. Like Heracross was one of my favorite Pokemon that Ash had. on the show back in the day. So so it's got some good shapes. That's like I notice with like a lot of kids shows, at least if you're trying to like do character design for a kid show, it's very ideal to keep the shape simple so kids can draw the characters. Cuz like when I was little, I swear I had like a period of time where I drew nothing but Poliwags. Cuz they're just a circular little guy and very easy to draw. Cuz like I used to check out like every single how to draw Pokemon book from the library. Um and I'm just gonna get the basics of the horns, and I'll worry about the detail, that other detail later. Um, yeah, I'm just like, I liked how easy it was. I had like every single like how I used to check out all the how to draw books. I used to have a little book you could trace out of. Like it was literally called like a trace in color. So like they provided like tracing paper with the book. And then like you can just trace over the little Pokemon and like color them however you wanted. And that's how I used to illustrate one of my first fan fictions. I had a little journal, and then like I'd put in illustrations as I wrote the story. Don't have that journal anymore, sadly. I'm gonna have to make this a little bit more big. Big bug. Because I can always adjust the size later. Heracross is big and bulky. But yeah, I remember one time trying to figure out how to draw a Totodile. And I really struggled with like Pokemon with hard shapes on them. Still kind of do, to be honest. I feel like round shapes are a lot more forgiving. Um Should have probably done. Hold up. Let me just. Yeah, Heracross is a big, bulky bug. Like, a lot of, like, the Gen 2. A lot of the Gen 2 bug Pokemon I really like. I like Ladybug and Ladian, even though they're practically useless. Like the bug Pokemon in Gen 2, really good bugs. They're good bugs. Like I liked Scyther in Gen 1 a lot because I like praying mantises. And then when it was Skizor, and I'm like, oh my god, that's so cool. Skizor's hard to draw, though. A lot of big shapes on Skizor. Alright, this little thing might help. I remember, like, playing, like, Crystal version back in the day. And basically, for a period of time when I was a kid, whenever my siblings and I got out of school, we'd be hanging out at the local library all day. And they had a Pokemon Crystal version strategy guide. And I think I had to use, because like this was like before I had regular internet access, so I used it to help me figure out how to get an Umbreon because I couldn't figure it out. Because what I did was because like Bill gives you an Eevee, and it's like, oh, they evolve. I didn't see the whole like, oh, they evolve in new ways now, or in different ways. So like my logic was, oh, a Sunstone for Espeon, and then a Moonstone for Umbreon. And so like I think the only way you could have gotten a Sunstone back in the day was you had to win first place at the bug catching contest. So I remember like saving right before going into the bug catching contest and just like resetting until I got a Scyther, because a Scyther was pretty much a guaranteed win in the bug catching contest. And then I tried it and it didn't work. So then I did the whole like, okay, maybe I need to use the Sunstone or the Moonstone on Umbreon at night in order for it to evolve. That didn't work. I was getting so frustrated until I found that strategy guide. And then it's like, oh, you gotta raise its like friendship level. Which in hindsight is like duh, but back then it was like a new mechanic in the game. And then they're like, yeah, you gotta raise the friendship. Here's how you do it. You battle, you give it the like vitamins and everything, and then you get the haircuts. And I was like, okay, so like after like literal weeks of like raising this Eevee's affection, I finally got my Umbreon. So it was, and I was like so proud of myself that I figured it out. Like, I'm never gonna shame someone for like if they play like a video game and they can't figure out a puzzle, like, and they go look up the answer. Because I do that with certain games I play where, like, here's a puzzle. And I'm like, I don't have time to sit here and figure it out. So I'm just going to go Google it real quick. I think I did that in the original Dragon Age. There was like a bridge puzzle or something. And a friend of mine bought me the game, and then I get to that puzzle, and they're like, oh, what'd you think of that puzzle? And I'm like, it was a little hard, so I looked up the answer. And they're like, what the heck? And I'm like, sorry, I don't have much time to like sit around and figure out puzzles. Unless I'm like really in the mood to figure out puzzles. And I wanted to get on with the game, so I just looked up the answer. Part of me just wants it for it to go like, you know? Oh yeah, like there's like, I think, I like that. I like this dumb little pose. Just hair across going, you want to go? Square up. what was it, back during, like, I think it was X and Y with Inkay. I was just trying to level mine up, and I'm like, I just want you to evolve. I'm trying to complete my Pokedex and everything as much as I can. And I couldn't. I'm like, this thing's like almost level 40 and it hasn't evolved yet, which is really high considering it only evolves once. And then I ended up like looking up that, oh, you have to turn your 3DS upside down. And I'm like, I don't know why I didn't think to do that before. That makes so much sense. So, right, like I'm all for letting people like discover things on their own, but I'm also just like, what? Alright, let's see if I can figure out how to make this pose work. Like, I think even, like, oh, what was it? Sword and Shield? I didn't even find, like, the, I didn't even find, like, the fossil Pokemon. I didn't... Granted, I'm not a completionist for my Pokedex anymore. After we cracked, like, 1,000, I'm like, not happening. Right? This Heracross is ready to kick your butt. I'm just gonna do a... Smarter, not harder. Heracross has so many little bits here. Like, oh my god. I'm just trying to really roughly get it in because I'm also like, these are very rough sketches because I'm just like, I'm gonna have to like tweak it later. I did that with like most of the Pokemon I did on the other on the lesbian flag I finished, where it's like, here's the rough sketch where I want this Pokemon to go, and then I will go in later and like figure out the pose later. do. I'm also low-key, like, there's some Pokemon. I'm planning on hopefully tackling the, like, non-binary flag. This is part of this series. And I'm like, I'm putting all of my favorite, like, as many of my favorite Pokemon on the non-binary flag as possible. Because I can. Mess you up. Oh yeah, Umbreon's gonna be on there for sure. I think, like, do I want... We'll leave the sketch with the wings open. I can change my mind later if I want to keep it that way. I'm gonna make it a wee bit smaller. And then just the little sparkles here to remind me it's the shiny form. Okay, so that's 3 Pokemon so far. I should get Nidoking in here somewhere. Maybe on the opposite corner of Nidoqueen. So that means I'm going to have to move Heracross over here. Or maybe in the middle. I'm just... Part of me is like, do a bunch of big Pokemon so you fill up the paper faster. Nidoking. Find a good reference. Come on. Well, this one's got the shiny color. But it's a good... Oh, that's a good pose. I like this one, though. Do, do, do. Dun. Yeah, we'll put Nidoking over here. I think I'm going to move Heracross over just a little bit more. Yeah, I think I'll just have like a bunch of big Pokemon for the blue and the pink. And then in the middle I'll put like a bunch of little purple guys. Alright. Let's get zoomed in here. You know, this is really complicated. So I'm actually gonna save myself some trouble. And whip it. There we go. Yeah. Sheep. There's a lot of sharp angles on this one. See, like, you can probably get, like, a basic circle out of here. Actually, you got, like, a circle here. And the center line's, like, here-ish. And then ears. Yeah, I posted like the finished lesbian one in one of my he's so pointy. I posted the lesbian one in one of my other group chats, and someone was like really happy that Trap Pitch was on there. And I was like, fun fact, technically, according to Bulbapedia and the Pokemon Company, there's no orange Pokemon. They're all either brown, yellow, or red. There's technically no orange category of color for Pokemon. And then someone like immediately posted like a picture of Buizel, which is obviously orange. And like, this is an orange Pokemon. And I'm like, I know that, and you know that, but according to the Pokemon Company, there are no orange Pokemon. Yeah, like, look how many shapes are on this guy. Like, Jesus. Oh, Nidoking should probably go in the purple section. Right? Well, like, someone was like, oh, Charizard's clearly orange. And I'm like, yes, you are correct. But again, according to Bulbapedia and the official Pokedex, there are no orange Pokemon. Which is the trouble I was having working on the previous flag. Get spikies in there. I can always look up a reference again later. I just want to get like the proportions of all the Pokemon like figured out. They're orange in our hearts. Exactly. Okay. Okay, so he's gonna have to go down to the purple section. Let me just... So if I'm doing the bi flag, of course, male and female versions. There. They'll be poking up on both bits. It's fine. I need to get some little guys in here. That's a good pose. Gonna get a little guy in here. I'm just gonna make Sableye look like a little gremlin. I'm going for like a Smeagol pose. Just trying to give Sableye a little chaotic bi energy. He's a little guy, so I want to like put him up here, maybe? Yeah. And then I think... Oh, yeah! That'll be a fun one. Little sneaky. All right. Purple, purple, purple. Ooh. Man, a lot of ghost types are purple. Ooh, I should put Starmie in here, or Venonat. I need to put some round little guys in here. Yeah, we're gonna put a little Venonat. Just... Do, do, do. Maybe I can make Venonat a little smaller. Oop. Though maybe Ghastly's more black than purple, actually. Yeah. Let's see here. Ooh, should I do Grimer? Bunsweet is not a purple Pokemon. Oh my god. Jeez. You would think this would be easier. Yeah, we're gonna do this one too. Do, 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 do. Eh. Little bean shape. There we go. Yeah, I do want to... Hold on, let me open... I know it's on here too. Yeah. I think I want to do maybe a coughing. Oh, I got the little team. I got the Team Rocket duo right here. I mean, to be fair, Team Rocket has a lot of chaotic bi energy, so that works. Exactly. Alright, I'll do little poofs here. Alright. I think I need like someone else to go in there. Maybe Shiantic? Okay, maybe... Oops. Wrong tool. Yeah, that works better. Yeah. Cool. Probably move. Ooh, I got an idea, actually. I got an idea. To make more room. I'm gonna make purloin loaf. There. It's a very derpy looking Grimer. Alright, I want to scooch Venonat over a bit more. Yeah, that looks good. I want to flip her. Nope. I just want to flip hair across. There we go. I think I want to have her. Hey, old man Ray. Welcome, welcome. Let's shrink him down just a little. A little bit. Yeah. Now it looks like she's trying to square up with Nidoking right now. Alright. So I need pink Pokemon. Alright, I still need to finish filling out the blue ones. Alright, blue. Ooh, maybe... I think I want to put Squirtle in this one. I need some little guys. Maybe I should get Vaporeon in there before I get too concerned. Let's see. Let me think. All right. going down a bit in size. Leggy in the corner. Because I can always put like a Pokeball there, a Pokeball here. Yeah, I don't need... Okay, so... part of me wants to keep it like super simple for Vaporeon, for posing, but... Alright. Front and center. I can always fix the proportions later. This is a sketch. Oh, actually, yeah. Yes. Alright. Okay, put a Pokeball here. I need to put something here. Do, 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 do. Ba, ba, ba. Ba, da, 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 da. Let's see. Do, 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 do. What other Krogan could be fun? Like a bite or gibble. Could do Meowstic. Yeah, we'll do the male Meowstic. Ooh, jump loaf can fit. Okay, we could put like a Pokeball here or something. Alright. Let's see. Do, 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 do. There we go. That's a good one. To a squishy boy. Do, 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 do. like one more Pokemon in that little space, and it needs to be blue. I think we'll put Clauncher in there. There we go. There we go. Alright. Now I need pink Pokemon. Yeah, I gave him little heart sunglasses because I wanted to do like an homage to Squirtle Squad, but I didn't want it to be. I got blue and I got pink Shellos. So now I'm trying to fill in all the pink Pokemon. Ba, ba, ba. Ba, ba. That would be fun.
Put a little, what was it, like 3 of them? Or 6 of them?
Do I wanna? Yeah. I shouldn't have put so many pink Pokemon on the trans flag. And it's fine if I double dip a little bit, I think. Ooh. I think we'll put a Vivillon here. Okay, that looks pretty good. I think maybe Pokeball, 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 Pokeball. We'll probably spread these guys out a little bit. There we go. That looks like a good sketch. Right. Oh, oops. Oh well. Okay, so we do this one as a save as pen. Okay, just gonna set up a couple other files. While I'm at it. All right. Do, 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 do. Okay. And then Well, the buy one is pretty much set to start inking. And I got 3 more set up. Not bad for a day. Alright. Well, it's practically the end of stream, so let's see who we're raiding into tonight. Oh, looks like my friend Ike is doing Lego Star Wars, so we'll raid into him. He's playing some other game. I don't know. Satisfactory or something? We'll raid into him. I'll be back on Wednesday with Webcomic Wednesday. And I don't know what I'm doing on Friday yet. Maybe Friday will just be more like working on merch. We'll see. Until then, have a lovely night. Stay hydrated. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all later.